Thing is, I'm a radiologist into environmental medicine, so I can always tell you one thing, कि something as a doctor, I felt I'm not doing good everything for the patients. Patients के पहले I thought I'm not helping out my family members also. So there was some kind of disconnect when we talk about something like chronic diseases management. We keep telling, "Arey, goli khate raho." So the thing is, your pharmacist will be happy, but your family members may not be happy actually. "Arey, kab tak ye khane ka hai?" So somewhere we connected with Preeti, Dr. Manjari, everyone. We started talking about something called nutritional medicine. We spoke about something called what is a functional medicine and all that. So started going around places. I was sitting on that side, trying to understand from where we can work it out. Purely, we came to know about some of the issue. I'm just giving a small perspective. I was giving this talk in one of the AEM lectures, but I felt this will be very relevant to all of you. So somehow, thing is, for a young doctor like you, it's going to be tough thing. Yeah? Everyone is going to ask you, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't involve in very oily foods and all that. Why come I have got this problem? आपको answer करने में it's not going to be easy thing, because somewhere we believe there are some other factors. I can always tell you, my parents had given such a negative thing about smoking. I'm talking in my college days and all that. So आज भी I have not yet touched that cigarette. So the thing is, if the same thing I am going to tell to my kids, अरे खाली smoke मत करो, शराब मत पियो, this is not going to be enough, because we are having some problems which are really some challenges are there. And most of the patients who come to you, they say the same thing actually. Why did I get into this particular thing? Why did I have this cancer and all that? So let's try to look into that. So this is life in the industrialized world. We are all aware of this kind of things, what we are talking about, all mask and all everything. Even your mask, what you are wearing, it's going to cause some of the adverse effects. It is leading into some problems. So we started looking at something called lead toxicity, which was highly rampant in Hyderabad or all over India. And I started talking to people, trying to see from where this lead is coming. Everyone, I can tell you who are there here. We can always check your lead levels and know what is it as such. Most of the people with whom you have got diabetes, hypertension, everything, the underlying denominator what they have is the oxidative stress. I'm talking about oxidative stress is, you need to understand that, Dr. Saab, I have figured you, I'm going to ask questions to you also. You have to answer that. Oxidative stress is one thing which I believe this is a big thing which is a common denominator, and all the problems are because of that. It is not the stress your boss is giving you or your wife is going. It's basically, this is how we try to make this one. And Dr. Saab, one question for you is, all arteries, they get atherosclerosis. Veins doesn't get atherosclerosis. Even though when you have a saphenous vein graft and you take out from your leg and put as a bypass, that also causes atherosclerosis. You need to answer that in the last. Okay? Why veins doesn't get that? So coming to atherosclerosis, we believe this is lead toxicity, and all things are a major factor which is causing this particular thing. I was trying to talk to a lot of people. I tried to understand. I had seen people, Dr. Manjari, people having, the commonest thing of lead toxicity, what we have picked up is batteries in the home. Lead acid batteries. Everyone has got an inverter, Leroy, right? And the people, they are storing their inverter with these batteries, lead batteries, in the drawing room or in the kitchen. So this is one of the biggest things. There are other causes also I'd like to go through and all that. But somewhere this is how we are progressing. Yeah, we are talking about the important thing what we started talking about is the chronic diseases management. So we will try to focus on this particular things. Yes, there are chemicals, these are toxic chemicals which are really causing a big impact. All the toxic chemicals, you can always list out entire thing. Even your lipstick has got lead, madam, and kind of big things. We have some things I'd like to show, some of the cases or some of the work where we were able to pick up something of this toxins from your cancer tissues. So this is one thing which we have to look into that. So see, the thing is, we keep on telling that, okay, we have got genetics. Everyone talks about genetics. Genetics is a kind of thing. We are getting into problems because of genetics. I don't think it's a good idea to blame our elders. They had a good quality of life. They had good kind of stuff. Let's not blame that particular stuff called genetics. There is thing called epigenetics. There are environmental hazards, there are environmental influences which can which tries to change your genetics, right? It's not changing, expression of the disease happens early. The thing I just want to convey it here is, we do get patients around and they say, yes, my mother had thyroid and grandmother also had thyroid. The thing is, what I was taught in medical college, I completed in medicine in 1990, we were told fat, fertile female, right? 40, above 40. So the thing is, thyroid was basically a disease of above 40s. Now we are seeing at 18, you are seeing it less kind of thing. The take home here is, there are epigenetic influences. You have tendency to get into hypothyroidism, but there are some other things which are predisposing you to get into this particular thing very fast, right? If it is only a genetic cause, you should get the problem after 40 or something like that. Similarly, I have a patient, he is around 70, 75, and his son also is my patient now. His grandson also, he is in 30s. He said, I'm obese and I may walk into things and all that. So the thing is, this 30-year-old guy says, oh, it is in the genetics, diabetes undi manaku, diabetes runs in genetics. The thing is, what he forgets is, his grandfather got at 75, 70 plus. His dad got at 40 plus or 50, something like that. And this guy is walking into at 30. He is a absolutely pre-diabetic segment. He will get into anything. So you have to start looking into all these things. Just blaming genetics is not going to be correct. And yes, lifestyle factors, we always keep telling about cigarette smoke. And now the most important thing is kind of emissions. We get a lot of patients from Kakinada, Vijayawada and all that. I can tell you those patients are my biggest, we just give them some kind of detoxification for 2-3 weeks and they start getting so well. The reason is all this Kakinada and other places, Vijayawada, they are close to the power plants. So they are full of toxins. The moment you just do a simple detox and they start feeling so good, they start telling, they send me some more cases and all that. So this is the food for thought is basically after this particular thing. I was telling someone, we need to understand the nitty-gritties of what I would like you to go back into this thing called periodic table, right? Periodic table, post 10th class, we have all read about that. This is something about chemistry or inorganic chemistry, right? You need to understand what are the, I think you are with biology or maths background also, you are very good at periodic table. So, but simple thing is there are something called heavy metals and there are something called good minerals and all that. What is happening is that you have got something like magnesium, which has got +2 valency. It is in the second row. And you have got in below, you have got something like lead, you have got some arsenic is +3. But again, this one, lead and mercury. Lead and mercury is one of the major causes of problems what we are having these days, right? The lead and mercury comes into picture. It occupies a place where magnesium should be there. See, what happens is that when we are talking about, there are some more than 300 enzymatic reactions which magnesium acts as a catalyst, right? So in place of magnesium, this lead comes, it goes for a screeching halt. Diabetes is the biggest, you are just supplementing magnesium and you can see the difference what your diabetic patient will get. So this particularly, what made me talk about this particular thing is we are now under the influence of heavy metals. I can always tell you, our ancestors, they used to have something like surface water. They used to dig 10 feet deep, they used to get water, which was rich in minerals, which is magnesium, all stuff actually. Now we go in city, we go up to 1,000 feet or something like that, minimum, and all things are because of this particular stuff. Excess of these heavy metals are causing some thing actually. So see, why I am so this one, because this is, you need to understand what is this thing called molecular mimicry. These metals, they act as a toxins. I was telling you about that magnesium, it changes the kind of thing, it goes into that. And most of the problems, what we are seeing these days are post andropause or menopause. People after andropause or menopause, they start getting something like osteoporosis. They start, the calcium goes down. So calcium leaches, instead of leaching the calcium and all that, whatever lead is there, it starts coming into the blood, which causes a major kind of issue. So this is something like we are concerned about not acute toxicity. We had, I think, Hyderabad 2 days back, we had a case here where a hostel, everyone started getting a bad fumes and all that. All the college students, they were ill. So this is basically because of acute toxicity. It can happen with, we call it as a metal fume fever, we call it. The people who inhale some things and all that. The problem here, or whatever we are trying to put across, is called chronic toxicity.